What is going on? Welcome back to another episode 9 of FLAmerica. My name's Rafa. I'm here joined with my co-host Leo. Today we're going to be covering the FIFA Club World Cup in 2025. Leo, how you doing?
Good morning, Rafa. Hi, everybody. I'm doing fantastic. Great day yesterday. How exciting are you, Rafa, for this upcoming
It feels like a dream come true, right? It's like I wait every 4 years, and like it or not, no matter how much we love Flamengo, to me the World Cup with Brazil and our countries is always just special, right? And to have this real Club World Cup, not like how they do it normally, where nobody would really watch, it would be a small trophy. No, this is a legit huge tournament. It's gonna be amazing. I'm thrilled. I'm stoked. And the fact that it's gonna be here in America and hopefully we'll be able to go to some games is just having me be over the absolute moon. Honestly, I know there's, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of backlash towards FIFA, right? I know they changed the Champions League format, which I don't like at all, and I know a lot of people aren't liking. However, I think they did a 10 out of 10 job with this. When it starts with the locations, to the trophy, which we'll get into, to the groups, to this, all the environment surrounding it, I really, really think they knocked it out of the park. And this has the recipe to become, a great, great, great tournament and history.
That's right. And for background, right, the FIFA Club World Cup has always been a very big thing for the South American teams, right? We say to this day, you look at this star here. This is our 1981 Club World Cup championship that Zico and his teammates conquered in Japan against Liverpool on a memorable 3-0 win. Most recently, we were back against Liverpool on another final, 2019, where we were this close from repeating that glory. Now, historically, South American teams always cherish that as their most sought after silverware that they could strive for. And the Europeans always looked at kind of as a secondary tournament. Champions League has always been the main target for European clubs. So FIFA has always held a grasp and a total dominance when it came to international competition between nations, the Soccer World Cup, right? So this is FIFA's attempt to secure similar status for the club level competitions, right? Mm-hmm. This is going to follow the World Cup, the Nations World Cup model. This tournament is going to happen every 4 years, and it's going to take place in the host nation of the FIFA World Cup, similar to what used to be the Confederations Cup between nations that was held a year prior to the actual World Cup as some sort of a preparation for the main event. So FIFA is really claiming its stake at the pinnacle of club competition. You hear a lot of things about the UEFA and the European clubs, not having a high degree of interest in this competition. But I think a lot of that has to do with, they have total grasp and power and domination over club competitions. So they may see that as somewhat of a threat, I guess, for their absolute dominance. However, Rafa, if this tournament becomes and realizes its full potential, they will soon grow in popularity and in interest. There's a lot of money involved. There's going to be a lot of claim to fame involved. It's not like the European clubs are going to have to travel somewhere to play just a South American team for one trophy. This is a true competition. Yeah. So it has the potential to be the end all and be all of
for club competitions. Yeah.
For years.
I know. I agree. And just to set the stage a little bit as well, the tournament will begin, 15th of June of 2025, and it'll end on 13th of July, 2025. The first match will actually take place at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, which is the same city where they held the draw yesterday. And it's going to be between Inter Miami of Messi and Al Ahly from Egypt. Egypt, correct. So that's going to be an epic game. And the final will be in the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, right? So, who knows if Flamengo's there where we'll be. Uh, but anyways, that's the set. So let's dive into the actual draw and dive into the groups. Give me 1 second here while I pull it up so that we can take a look. All right, here we go. Are you able to see it, Leo?
I can see it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go through the groups. Okay, Group A with Palmeiras, FC Porto from Portugal, Palmeiras from Brazil, Al Ahly, like we mentioned, from Egypt, Inter Miami from Miami, America. Group B, what many are labeling as the group of death. We have our crosstown rivals, Botafogo, end up in a group of PSG from France, Atletico Madrid, and Seattle Sounders, another good team from the MLS. Move on to Group C, Bayern Munich from Germany, Auckland City from New Zealand, Boca Juniors from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Benfica from Portugal as well. We're going to skip over Group D as we're going to dive into it with a lot of detail. Jump to Group E where we see River Plate from Argentina, Urawa Red Diamonds from, I believe, Japan. Monterrey from Mexico, Inter Milan from, obviously, Italy. Group F, Fluminense. I don't really know where they're from. They're probably some small club out there. Just kidding. From Rio. Borussia Dortmund from Germany. Ulsan HD. Anyone, you know where they're from? Korea. Nice. And Mamelodi Sundowns. You got that one too?
Yeah, that's South Africa.
South Africa?
Right.
Okay, awesome. Group G, Man City, obviously England. Wydad Casablanca. Do you know where that one's from?
That's from Morocco.
Morocco, nice. Al Ain, is that from?
That's from the Emirates, the United Emirates.
There you go. Okay, polished and sharp. Love it. Juventus from Italy. And Group H, Real Madrid, Spain, Al Hilal, Saudi Arabia, Pachuca, Mexico, and Red Bull Salzburg from Austria.
Austria.
Yeah, I was about to say the other Red Bull. Anyway, so looking at the groups, what do you see, Leo? What are things that pop out to you?
This is the elite, right? You have great clubs. You have 12 excellent European sides. You look at the four the 8 South American sides. They're the 4 previous winners of Libertadores, and 6 South American sides. You have the 4 prior winners of Libertadores, and you have 2 of the most traditional clubs in the continent, which is Boca and River.
Yep. So
that's the good representation and very good. We know the Middle East has been growing. They have very good talent over there. We got the Asian teams. I mean, think about it. This looks and feels like a real World Cup.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
They picked it out perfect. I mean, it was the winners.
That's right.
So yeah.
So that's right. So we don't have to go into details of each group. Perhaps we can talk about the groups involving the Brazilian teams. I think Palmeiras arguably has one of the easiest paths. Nothing's going to be easy. There's no games are going to be easy on this, I'm pretty sure. But Palmeiras has a real opportunity of trying to finish first, which is important, and we can talk about that a little later in the roads to the final. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they have 3 very difficult matches. Al Ahly is one of the most supported clubs in the world. They have a huge fan base, the number 1 club in Egypt, and they've been winning the Africa Cup several times over the last decade. So they are not an easy side. They participated recently on the other Mundial or World Cup, Club World Cup. We have the host club, Inter Miami, right? They're going to be playing at home, and they have Messi. Just that, on their side.
Messi. Yeah. Who won MLS MVP today, by the way?
Surprise, right? And they're going to be playing in front of their home fans. Then you have Porto, which is a very strong side, in European football. So it's a level group in many ways. So anything can happen in that group. But, Palmeiras, luckily for the Palmeiras fans, I guess they are guaranteed a game in Miami against Inter, which is an easy hub for Brazilian fans to fly to.
Yeah.
Good for them. Now, Botafogo has a really tough group, as you said, right? They have 2 top-notch European teams, PSG and Atletico Madrid. Simeone's side are very difficult games for Botafogo, and they're going to be playing against the other home team from the U.S., which is Seattle Sounders. The Sounders fans are one of the most passionate fans across MLS. So
Mm.
you better believe you expect that arena to be filled to the brim with Seattle fans. So Botafogo has a rough road to try to squeak out of Group B. Group C also very very tough. You have Bayern Munich, certainly the favorites. Boca Juniors is not on their best form, but we know how capable they can be. Benfica also very solid side, and then of course you have an underdog there in the Auckland Football Club from New Zealand.
Mhm.
Talk about Group D a little later. Group E, River Plate. They're very capable team. Again, not in their best form, but a very pretty team. Inter Milan, defending Italian champions, great side. You have Rayados de Monterrey from Mexico, which is also a very well structured team. They're doing well recently. They participated in recent Club World Cup finals, and Al Ain from the Emirates, which similar to their neighbors in Saudi Arabia, has been investing massively in their local league. So tough. Look at Group F, Fluminense. They got to face Borussia, which is going to be a tough match, and then they have to face the Korean and the African team. So some say that this is a group that Fluminense has a shot, although they're squeaking by this year on the Brazilian league. They are still not clear from relegation. Big games coming up in the final round of the Brazilian league this weekend, which we will cover.
Mhm.
But they were last year's Libertadores champions, so no bad form, but they have a group that is manageable, I suppose. Group G, that's another tough group. You look at City and Juventus. Of course, they're going to be odds-on favorites, and Moroccan team and the Korean team are going to be underdogs for sure. And then you have Group H, right? Group H is going to be a battle between the two European clubs and
Al
Al
Hilal.
Hilal,
Yeah.
right? Al Hilal, you have Jorge Jesus, you have Neymar, you have several other talented players there,
And for those who
and
don't know, sorry to cut you off, Flamengo in our last Club World Cup, when it wasn't like this, right? When it was more just one team from each continent, we actually got knocked out in the semifinals to Al Hilal, right? So that's another team to look out for.
yeah, we lost to Al Hilal. That said, we beat them in 2019
Yeah.
in Doha on our prior to our final match. So and then stuff. So good luck to Pachuca on this group. They're definitely the underdogs. So I guess we get to Group D, Rafas. Share with us your thoughts on Group D.
Yeah, Group D with our beloved Flamengo, Espérance de Tunisia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but from Tunisia. Chelsea, obviously from England, and Club Leon from Mexico. I like it. I really do. Chelsea's one of those teams that are prone to, losing some games to unexpected matchups. You see it happen a lot in the Premier League. I think it's out of the European teams, it's one of the teams I would have picked for them to be in our group. Obviously, other than probably maybe the Portuguese teams, out of the European teams, I really do like, Chelsea as a matchup to us. Right now, the goal, though, my read on this Club World Cup is you just got to make it out of the group, right? Once you get to the actual round of 16, it's win or go home. That's a whole different story. And I think we have a coach as good as any that can get us through any one match fixtures, right? Anything can happen in soccer. Now, the key is going to be winning both games against Leon and Esperance de Tunisia. Those are games we have to absolutely win, and then maybe see if we can squeak out a draw against Chelsea and go through, right? Whatever, or even beat them, whatever it might be. But my read is that I really like our group, and I like the fact that if we go through our group, we'll be playing somebody in Group C. Right now, the best team in Group C is Bayern, but Bayern has just been eliminated out of their national competition,
The cup competition.
the cup competition. They've been having a very rough season. They're on pace for the first time to have no trophies won. So it's a team that could be beatable, right? We talk about Palmeiras having likely the easiest group, but after who they're going to face immediately right at the gates will be probably Atletico Madrid or PSG, right? So I think I like it. I really do. I don't think it could have came out much better for us, to be honest. Obviously, we have Chelsea, but I really do like it. Are you on the same page with me?
I agree. I mean, nothing would be easy, and I think Chelsea is going to be a force to be reckoned with. We cannot underestimate how talented those European clubs are. Right? They're arguably a step ahead when it comes to that. However, I do believe Flamengo really has a chance to continue on the path that they've started with Filipe Luis arriving. And there's one other aspect here that can be relevant. Historically, the Club World Cup was always held in the end of the year. Now, the way Brazilian league works or the Brazilian soccer season works is the season starts in the beginning of the year and it ends at the end of the year. Whereas in Europe, it's the other way around. So what always happened was when it came time to the Club World Cup, the Brazilian teams were at the very end of their season. So the players were exhausted, right? Whereas the European teams were in the middle of their season, so at peak form. This time around, this is reversed. Whereas the South American teams, the Brazilian teams, are going to be in the middle of their season at peak performance. And the European clubs are going to be at the end of their season, arguably more worn out. So this works in our favor too. So the way also the group match schedule shaped up was, I think, good for Flamengo. Flamengo debuts against the Esperance de
Here it is
Tunis.
on the
Oh,
here it is on the screen.
there you go. So the dates are yet to be defined, but Flamengo has the first match against the Tunisian side, which again, similar to Al Ahly in Egypt, they have very passionate fans. I met some of their fans when I was at Doha for the Club World Cup tournament in 2019. They're really passionate. Some of them joined us in the stands to support Flamengo against Liverpool. They're really passionate, but Flamengo has to beat this team. Flamengo needs to come off the gate and secure a victory on the first match, which is great because that sets the scene for the matchup against Chelsea. It'll be a real proof for what this team is capable of doing. I'm confident, but we have to be really focused on that match. And Flamengo, if we can beat Chelsea, my God, we're already through the second round. We'll see what happens. If we can draw, that brings us to the third match against Leon from Mexico to secure a spot, as you say, on the playoffs. Now, one comment: there's been some talks behind the scenes in FIFA regarding Club Leon from Mexico, and the reason is the group that owns Leon is the same group that owns Pachuca. And there is some discussions whether or not it's allowed for the same group of ownership group to have two of their clubs participating in the same tournament. So there is an outside, I don't know how outside it is or not, but there is a possibility that Club Leon could be substituted for another CONCACAF club. So remains to be seen. Now, fun fact here, Club Leon has already a history of matches against Flamengo, and it's not a good history for Flamengo, believe it or not. They've knocked us out from Libertadores in the past. That's back in the days where some of the Mexican clubs participated in the Libertadores as guests. Sure, this was before the real transformation that Flamengo underwent over the recent years. So our side was not as fine-tuned as it is now, but we did lose, and we lost. We were eliminated by them at the Maracanã. So we have some debt to settle with the Mexicans from Leon, and hopefully, if they can stay in the tournament, given this reason, we'd love to beat them. So you're right; it's a good group. It's doable. I believe Flamengo can go through, and if that happens, we would be facing, as you say, the first or second place from Group C, whether it's Bayern or whether it's Benfica, or whether it's one of the other clubs that may surprise in their group. So super exciting, Rafa. So you're going to tell us what, Rafa? What are the cities that are going to be hosting the games?
Yes. So there's going to be 11 cities and 12 stadiums. The reason why it's like that is because there's 2 stadiums in Miami. First field is going to be Audi Field in Washington, D.C., Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. A lot of these stadiums are where MLS teams play. Some of them are where, some NFL teams play. Yeah. So I think the most awesome matches are going to be in the stadiums that NFL teams play as well, because those tend to be the stadiums that are just absurd. And I'll tell you which ones they are as we cover these. Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Small stadium, but I mean, not that small, but not humongous. One doesn't have a humongous feel to it, if that makes sense, right? We were there actually for the Flamengo preseason game this past season. Next, we have Geodis Park in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm wondering. I'm actually really excited to see where Flamengo's games will be. Was thinking about it yesterday. Hopefully, we'll make a road trip blogs coverage or some series. Be awesome if we had a game like in Nashville and then we drive to, what I'm trying to say?
If we can avoid California or Seattle,
for real,
that'll be a long trip.
The perfect would be, Miami, Orlando, then maybe like Nashville, Atlanta. That right there. Those would be perfect.
And the final in New York.
Final in New York. We'll figure it out if we're there, right?
We'll figure it out.
Anyways, one step at a time.
So, Rafa, the one thing here which is important to say: only 2 matches have had the date and the location confirmed. That's the inaugural match, which will be Inter Miami against Al Ahly from Egypt in Miami. That's the inaugural match, and the final in New York. All of the other matches are yet to be decided. Where are they going to be held? And the reason is FIFA is analyzing where they should play each of the groups and each of the matches to ensure maximum capacity is achieved. It's very important for FIFA to have crowded stadiums to make this tournament a success. Depending on how successful this tournament is in terms of attendance, in terms of television audience, in terms of popularity, the better the chances that this model replicates itself every 4 years. So they are analyzing where to play each of the matches to draw for maximum capacity. We'll soon find out.
Good for them. Hopefully they can find where the Flamengo fans are. But that makes sense. I mean, this has to be humongous, right? Like bigger than Libertadores, bigger than Champions League. It has to hold the same weight eventually as the World Cup itself. So, anyways, back to Bank of America Stadium. That's where the Panthers play. We got Geodis, Audi Field, home of the DC United. Camping World Stadium. That's where Orlando City plays. Nashville, Tennessee. That's where Nashville plays, the yellow team from the MLS. Hard Rock Stadium, home of University of Miami Hurricanes and the Miami Dolphins. Inter & Co., now named Chase Field, actually is where Inter Miami of Messi play. Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's where the Philadelphia Eagles play. Lumen Field, Seattle, Washington. I believe that's where the Seahawks play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, arguably the nicest stadium in this, is in Atlanta, Georgia. It's an amazing stadium from what videos I've seen. We have MetLife Stadium, Jets and Giants play there. Rose Bowl, which have you ever been to the Rose Bowl, Leo?
I've been once, Rafa, in June of 1994. And good things happened on that day when Brazil lifted the World Cup trophy for the 4th time then. So,
wow. And TQL Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. Looks like to me this is just where Cincinnati FC play. I don't think it's where.
That's right. It is.
Yeah. So anyways, really, really nice to see all the places that were selected. Let me just pull this up real quick to show you. I thought
what are we playing for? Are you going to show
yeah, exactly.
What are we playing for?
Okay. Exactly. I thought it was really, really nice what they made here. Look. Are you able to see this?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
I thought they did an amazing job with this trophy, right? If you look at the previous Club World Cup trophy, when it was just a smaller competition, it was a little small thing, and perhaps the size of the trophy reflected the size and importance of the competition. Yeah. And I think if that was their goal, this looks awesome.
Awesome. And it's very intricate. We can't see here the details, but the print in the kind of in the center there around, this is the original soccer rules that were written in England when they first came out with football. And you have the constellations of the galaxies representing the fact that football is a world sport. I mean, it's amazing. The FIFA president, when he presented this trophy yesterday, there was a key where he goes on the back and he opens it, and this trophy becomes 3D. It is something else. Manufactured by Tiffany's. This is a relic. This is a gem. I mean, if the clubs don't get excited to win this, I don't know what would motivate them. Fun fact: when the trophy was introduced, Rafa, president of FIFA had Ronaldo R9, our Brazilian striker, on stage, and he was helping the trophy be presented. And when asked, Ronaldo said the following: "Mr. President, why did you not start this competition when I was playing? I really enjoy winning the Nations World Cup, but I really wanted to win this one too."
That's funny.
So as you can see, energy is building up. Excitement is building up. I think it will only grow between now and June. I think the European clubs will come around and embrace it and try to win it. Don't think for a second. Don't listen to the background noise right now. I think there's a lot of politics playing from UEFA and FIFA. This has everything in place to become the holy grail of club soccer for years to come. And Flamengo, we are so privileged. We are so fortunate to have our beloved Mengão ready to represent us here in the U.S. in this competition. Who knows? Can we dream? Hell yeah, we can dream. You know, it's achievable. It's doable. It's hard as hell. Sure is. But it's amazing that this is happening. I think the buildup is going to be great. I think it's going to be a fantastic competition. And I can't wait, Rafa. I can't wait to take part in it.
I cannot wait as well. And just to wrap it up, I looked this up. Again, let's not take this as gospel, but according to sources here, the total prize money for the pool of the FIFA World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, has apparently begun to balloon, right? Apparently it started off at 16 million, and according to sources, it's up to 2.6 billion in prize pools. It says here that each of the 32 teams participating will receive around $50 million just for showing up.
It's a possibility. It's up to that. It will depend on how much revenue can be generated. A lot of that has to do with sponsorships, the rights to broadcast the games, and the attendance of the match.
The attendance.
Right?
So the winner will earn a whopping $100 million, which is interesting because previously the Club World Cup winners would only win $5 million. Now, obviously, it depends on a lot of those factors, as you mentioned, but something to note, if it really does grow to this magnitude and the winner does make $100 million as the prize fund, it'll be the biggest in world soccer, right? Real Madrid, after going undefeated for their entire Champions League run and winning the Champions League, they only took home 89. So this really is going to be an amazing thing.
$100 million for a month's worth of work is not a bad payday to anybody, not even to the Real Madrid City or anybody else. So they're gonna come around and they're gonna be excited. The energy will build up. The excitement, you can sense it's gonna be in the air. No better place to have it. No better time to be alive. Flamengo, baby, let's go after this.
Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you could just take 1 second to drop a like, subscribe, and share this. It takes you 1 second, but it means the world to us. Our goal here is to bring Flamengo to the masses. If you're here in America, a way to keep up with our beloved team, and as well, all of our brothers in Brazil looking to sharpen up with their English. We think you found your place. Thank you so much. God bless. On to the next one, and saudações rubro-negras. Bye-bye, guys.